Greetings, programs. Welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews, where today we're actually going to look at something I did not think I would be looking at. So, major thanks to Zacmus Prime for the borrow of this figure, but today we're going to be looking at Kingdom Blaster and Eject. Now, I'm going to get Eject out of the way first, just because clear plastic, I'm worried about it, as well as it is hard to make focus. But yeah, here is the little cassette guy that comes with Blaster, and worth noting, he is actually an entirely different mold from the Siege, Rumble, and Frenzy figures that we already got. So, really quick here, try to show some of the details. The clear plastic doesn't show up the best. I'm not even sure what to call it, but where your cassette would lock in and actually be turned. These are actually 5mm ports now, so you can plug stuff into those if you want, which is a nice little trick. He doesn't do the whole blast shield thing that these guys did. This is an entirely new mold, just with similar but still different engineering. Transforming this guy, very, very simple. Just go ahead, bring down the legs, and rotate them. And come down here, rotate out the arms. And then there's a little notch right here on the back of the head that if you fight with it a little bit, you can use that to get the head up, turn it around, and there you have Eject in his robot mode. And I wish it wasn't made out of so much clear plastic. I worry about the longevity of this figure over time. But that aside, everything about this is, frankly, a huge upgrade over the Rumble and Frenzy figures. The head is actually, got some decent paint on it. He actually has, a little spot that you would plug a cassette in, which is completely absent on the other guys. Good little figure. Head is on a ball joint, so you get some wiggle, some up and down, rotation. The shoulders do rotate all the way around. Shoulder goes in and out. Then you got ball joint at the elbow, so you get a little bit past 90 degrees. Rotation. Thankfully, the hips are actually they're like pseudo mushroom pegs just sandwiched in there, so you're not actually putting any strain on the clear plastic. For the legs, kicks forward, kicks back, does the splits. If you get the arm out of the way, ball joint at the knee, so you get full range of motion there, and rotation. Overall, really, really good. If I can get him to stand here really quick, do a side-by-side with Leonardo here. Yeah, a little bit better proportioned, better detailed. All in all, this is actually a far, far superior little cassette man, to be honest, over the Rumble Frenzy molds in Siege. I also appreciate that he's not just got blast ports sticking off the end of his hands. So off the bat, we're off to a good start. Not only the fact that this is a better mold, but it's included. Soundwave's lately stopped coming with a cassette guy, so it's nice to actually get the cassette guy included. But let's get back to the actual man of the hour, Blaster. I have to admit, this is a figure I was not going to actually get, especially after I heard just how impossible to find these things are being in a lot of areas. After having messed with him here for a few days, I've definitely changed my mind. This will be going in my collection if possible. And here's the thing. I was going to pass this up because I figured it would be like every other Blaster figure that we've had for the last, 15 years, where it's just a repaint of Soundwave. Well, this is not a repaint of Soundwave. As you can see, he's wider, he's narrower. This truly is its own beast. Like, the torso segment is similar in how it's got the spring-loaded cassette door, and the head is back here under a panel. And yeah, I guess you turn the hips around and there's a panel, that goes on his butt in robot mode. That's where the similarities end. This is a unique to itself transformation. Every piece is remolded in, new. Like, this is its own thing, which is awesome. So, really quick, really nice detail all over this thing. Little molded in sections on the buttons there. Just push this in, and it will open up the cassette bay. Your little eject guy or whatever fits in there. Nice and snug, but he does go in just fine. Yeah, this is a really solid mode. And a lot of ports here on the back, as well as 2 pegs that, while these pegs are used later for transformation, we'll get there in a second. He does come with his blaster, so blaster has a blaster, haha. It's got pegs, or peg holes on the sides here, so you can either, do the traditional peg it in like that, and you'll have it kind of be the radio antenna, or actually peg it in sideways like that. So, you can keep it down low or something. So, nice options there. Really quickly, here's the blaster. Very, very nicely molded. I love the details on this thing. It looks great. But let's go ahead, get this guy transformed really quick. First thing you're going to do is come back here and unpeg the halves of the handle from each other. Rotate them forward. And as you can see, they have peg holes there. They're going to come down and peg onto these. Come to the front here, bring this little panel out. It is supposed to just kind of sit out as best I can tell. But here it wants to fold up. It does fight to go back. If I try to bring it out, there's a click that worries me, so I'm going to just do this the hard way. And wiggle this section free while I'm at it. I do wish there was a little bit better clearance for this step. I'm not going to lie, but that is my only downside to this mold. There is a little slot right there that this tabs into, as well as the bottom of the obvious robot arm here has a little slot, and this piece of what's about to be the leg tabs into that. So this is a very secure bit of transformation connection. Let's go ahead, bring this down, fold this panel up, fold that in the back, and make use of the ankle tilt to fold out the foot. Makes it a lot easier. Same thing on this side. Get this all wiggled free. Let go. There we go. Bring it down. Close that up. Ankle tilt. Foot. Spin the waist around. The arms, actually, really, really cool in my opinion. The whole forearm acts as a double hinge. It comes down like that. I've not seen a robot, arm transform that way. I really, really find that cool. Go ahead and lock those in so they're all the way straight. I keep pushing that button and opening his chest. And finally, come back here. The one thing really shared with Soundwave is the panel on the back here to hide the head. So I think I'm going to need this to get the head out. At the end of the day, these are still toys made for kids. My finger doesn't quite get in there to do the job. But there you have Blaster in his robot mode. And I don't know what to tell you other than this is great. Really, really nice head sculpt. You can see nice bit of metallic paint there. The blue in his eyes is also metallic. 2 different colors of silver. This thing's just awesome. Very, very solid. You know, no real hollow bits except for, you know, a little bit here in the forearm. And even that is like, because of that weird, like, you know, turning the forearm around step, it minimizes how hollow this is compared to what it could be. This thing's just so cool. As you can see, he does have a molded, you know, button pushing finger so he can poke himself in the stomach to open the tape deck. Go ahead, give him his gun here, or, you know, his blaster. Try to keep YouTube from getting angry at me for saying a naughty word. Here he is next to Soundwave, so you can see how these two stack up together, and these two are great together. This is a fantastic duo. It's really nice to see the rivalry, you know, in a new form. It's really, really nice having this guy be his own truly unique mold. This is, I believe absolute win is the term here. Yeah, if you've got this version of Soundwave in particular, this is the perfect blaster to go with it. Not just in, you know, of course, you know, they came out around the same time kind of thing. I also just realized I forgot a step. How dare I? These little panels here, they're on the side of the boombox mode. They spin around in robot mode to give him speakers right there. Nice little touch. Nice little touch. And it keeps him from having, you know, pointless speakers on the side of the boombox. But this thing's awesome. I just realized I was about to not do a articulation thing. I am still rusty. Head, ball joint, wiggle, some up, some down, little bit of extra because of the up and down, I mean, from the panel that the head is on. Rotation, you know, everything you'd expect. Full rotation at the shoulders. Arms move in and out. Rotation at the bicep. If I get the blaster out of the way, he does have a little bit past 90-degree bend at the elbow. Because of the transformation, you can unpeg this and actually move his arms inward at that joint too, if you need. You end up with a little bit of in and out wrist rotation as well because of transformation. Swivel at the hips. Kicks forward all the way. Move the panel. Kicks back basically all the way. Does the full splits. Rotation at the thigh. 90-degree bend at the knee. And nice deep ankle bend. So, yeah, this thing's great. I'm very, very impressed with this guy. He has won me over, and it went from being a figure that I'm going to pass up to, if I get a chance at this guy, I probably will be getting him. I really like this guy. I'm very impressed. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. Thank you again to Zachamus for loaning me this figure. And I'll see you guys next time.